Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to go through E46 M3 modifications, E46 M3 service. So I pulled 3 cars that we currently have in for service here in the shop. We did 3 completely different things. I'll walk you through some of the stuff we did and kind of show you the mods that we do the most on these cars. So we're gonna start with the titanium silver car. This car has a lot of modifications. This is actually here for an inspection. The guy's looking to put the car up for sale. So we went through our normal, pre-purchase inspection, if you will, because he's getting ready to sell it. So we want to tell him anything that was wrong. And we actually found nothing wrong with the car. We tend to be super nitpicky, so it's pretty rare to find that there's nothing wrong. It's a super clean car. Guy's overseas in the military. So this car has Titan 7 wheels, which as everyone knows is a go-to. It's like a go-to wheel that we recommend. This actually has some Recaro seats, which I'll show you in a moment. This has a CSL airbox. It has an Alpha N tune on it. It actually has a Super Sprint full exhaust. And this car was manual swapped, which is something that we do probably weekly. We do 1 or 2 a week here now, which is taking the original SMG cars and switching them into manual. Let me pop the hood on this and we'll go through some of the mods in the engine bay. So this has some of the standard modifications, as I would call it. It has a set of camber plates and coilovers. This is the Mason engineering bar, which is a really popular strut tower brace for E46 M3. I'm not sure which, I think this might be their Carbonius CSL intake. Pretty much 3 intakes that most people go with: Bemmer World, Turner Motorsport, and the Carbonius. We have a couple examples here, which we'll go over. And when you do a CSL airbox, you have to do an Alpha N tune, which is basically removing the MAF from the system and putting in a temp sensor. It's got some, the Alpha N is like a race kind of inspired tune that you need to run this airbox. And Dan can show you there's a crazy big BMC filter in here. This airbox actually runs the stock CSL manifold filter. Most of them do. It's made by BMC for BMW. It has a BMW part number. We buy it from BMW. He's got the carbon engine cover there. This also has some coilovers. I'm not sure which ones he has, but he's got some Turner Motorsport camber plates. I'm pretty sure it's about 3.2 degrees of camber I can see from the camber plate. This is a manual swap car. It's originally an SMG car. So if you look up the VIN number on these cars, they will show that they were SMG. But when we complete the manual swap, when the car leaves, the car, for all intents and purposes, is a manual. It shows up as a manual when you scan it. All of the modules know that there's a manual transmission. Clutch position switch works, which means you can't start the car without pushing in the clutch. The reverse lights work just as normal. It is, and we actually use all OEM parts for that, and we actually keep them in stock. We have a few boxes full of these parts to do these cars, because we do, like I mentioned, 1 or 2 a week. This car actually came in with the manual swap already done, and we made some changes, a little bit, upgrades to that. But let me take you in to the inside of the car, which is actually a neat, part of the neat thing that's here. This has some Recaro buckets in it. He also has an upgraded steering wheel that he did. Not sure who did that, but this actually has carbon 1x1 weave interior as well. So this has one of the pretty much standard Recaro buckets. It's a Sportster. They make I think there's 20 different part numbers for this seat because there's tons of different materials. There's like leather, there's vinyl, there's Alcantara, there's red stitching, there's black stitching, gray. There's a lot of choices. So we normally walk people through that when we do the seats because we are a Recaro dealer. So there's a lot of choices. So you can call us and help with that. This has the Bray Kraus mount, which uses the neat E30 switch, which is really cool. It's a cool feature on that because it makes the sliding be automatic, just like the stock car. The only con to it is it makes the seats sit a little bit higher than normal. Traditionally for me, I'm a seat guy, so I change the seats in all my cars because I don't really like the OE. The only seats I haven't changed are the G80 because they have the carbon buckets, which I think is an amazing seat, for a stock car. But in my E46, I did OE CSL seats, which is it's kind of an iteration of an SPG Recaro. And those they're all manual, so they sit lower. So to me, when you put seats in a car, you want to have that lowness to the seat. You want to sit down lower. So it's more like a race car. So the Bray Kraus is a pro and con. It works with the switch, which is amazing. However, it sits a little bit high. So I wanted to kind of point that out. But these are great, and these match the period. Like the silhouette of the seat, to me, fits it well. Choosing the wrong seats in a build, to me, can make or break a build. People have an E30 and they put the most brand new cutting edge Recaro seat. The E30 is amazing on its own. The seat is amazing on its own, but you mix them together, it doesn't work, in my opinion. So it's important to choose the right seat. This guy went with an upgraded wheel. It's a flat bottom wheel. I'm not sure what company did it, but he also has the trim on the doors, on the dash, that really ties in with the car. And really, it's a really tasteful car. He has the rubber mats, so I'm a rubber mats guy because I don't like cloth mats. They look great, but the rubber mats, if you're gonna daily drive, which this guy drives the car a lot, they work well, so that's a cool thing. He also has the upgraded stereo. So there's about 5 companies now that make the 16:9 screen, like replacement screen for E46. We've installed a few of them. This one has the most OE look because all the buttons look OEM, and a lot of customers would see that and not know that it's aftermarket. He's got that, which is a great upgrade for this car. It's black interior. Titanium silver is kind of one of my favorite colors. This was the color of my E46 M3. This has a short shifter, so this was manual swapped as I mentioned. It has the DSSR shifter on it. It's pretty notchy. It has a great shift knob on it. So, I mean, this is a really well-rounded build, well-rounded car. Most of the stuff on it would be everything we recommend at PSI. Some are a little bit different, but this is a great car. Yeah, so this car is 62,000 miles. So this is one of the lowest mileage cars that we see that's used more than just sitting in a warehouse for a collector. So it's great miles, great mods. So, but you know, some of the things I want to show you guys in the video that are on this car are also on the red car you can see behind me, and are also on the steel gray car you can see. But everyone has their own choices. This has different wheels. So let's take you through the red car and I'll show you the differences and everything. So the car came in originally for diff noises. So we look at a lot of these cars and 8 out of 10 of them have noise coming from the diff. And it's a variety of different issues. Input shaft leaks, axle seals leak, so then they get low on fluid, so then the diff wears out. Some people have no idea that the car's leaking fluid, so they run around with no diff fluid in the car. Others, the diff is just worn out. So these wear out, we replace them. We have a great diff guy, Diffs Online, who we use, who pretty much everyone uses that supplies diffs. Dan does a great job there. We've been using him as long as I can remember. But he provides totally brand new rebuilt diffs for these cars. You send him a core, he has a bunch of cores there, he builds one, we get it back. So currently we're waiting on the diff back from this car to go ahead and swap it out with this one. But this is a car that has tasteful mods, just like the silver one we just went over, but they're a little bit different. This guy made a little bit of choices. And actually we found out that this car was actually an ECS tuning project build that they built. You can see there was some stickers. I can see the remnants of some ECS stickers all over the car. But they did a lot of the parts on this car, but this has, you know, great mods. This has the other choice of wheels that we tend to recommend. This has an Apex wheel. It has the FL5 on it. Which has a nice look to it. It has sort of a lip, which is different from the TS7 we showed, the Titan 7 wheels. We sell a lot of Titan 7 wheels. I really believe in the program because they're fully forged. Apex has cast and they have forged. The guy behind the camera has Apexes on his 128. So, you know, different looks, different styles for different guys. Yeah, so both wheel companies have good warranties. Apex is a little bit different because they provide like a 50-cent replacement cost on a wheel in case it gets damaged or something. So it's pretty neat. Some customers like it. But the difference is, as I mentioned, you know, the silver car had the Porsche caliper upgrade for E46 M3. Like I said, it's a common modification. We sell it on the website. You can just call, we can help. This has stop techs on it. And this has the new stop techs that are nickel plated. So this is like a top of the range stop tech BBK on this car, which is great. I mean, brakes is a great upgrade. It's not for everyone because of the cost, but it really is night and day performance wise, changes the car. So it's a really neat, you know, upgrade. It's really something that really sets cars apart when they have the brakes done aesthetically, but also performance wise. Any of the supercharged cars that we've built that are really driven hard, we do a BBK. Because the car needs it. It builds speed very fast. These are really fast cars with forced induction. So this also has some exterior parts on it that, you know, I wanted to kind of point out, very subtle. This has the little CSL splitters. That's a stock bumper with the CSL splitters added. The CSL bumper is smooth on this side and has an intake over there to match the intake that's on that side of the motor. So a lot of people do these splitters. We've seen them a lot of times. Let me walk you through this part over here, the inside. Inside, this car is close to being bone stock. One of the aftermarket CSL center consoles in it, the carbon console, which actually relocates some of the switches into the center there. This has a short shift kit on it, probably from Rogue Engineering, I believe, is what they put in this car. But pretty much everything else is stock on the inside. This has a Bilstein. I think it has a PSS 10 coilover kit on it. So it gets rid of it, has a nice stance, just like the silver car. On the back, they kept the stock trunk, but they added the little carbon lip spoiler, which is a choice we see quite a bit. And they went with a little bit different diffuser. I think this is the ECS carbon diffuser. It has kind of a double ridge on it, and it's full carbon and it's left unpainted. So it's a little bit less OEM. This has more of an aftermarket look, I think, from the exterior. The cool thing is that this has a carbon roof on it, just like the silver car. So it's pretty neat to see the way the carbon roof changes the look of the color with the Imola and with the titanium silver. So yeah, I mean, both these cars are black interior, but you know, this is more choices. Like this has studs, this has the racing studs on the wheel, which is another recommendation that we do because it's easy to change wheels with those. It kind of has the race look with those, and that's a nut conversion, stud conversion. You know, it takes like an hour to install it, so super neat upgrade. This car also has the CSL manifold, which means it also has the Alpha N tune on it that I mentioned with the silver car. Yeah, I believe that this is the Carboneus intake as well. It has a Weicker Sport carbon strut tower brace, which is kind of a neat brace from Weickers, which is a German company. They make strut tower braces, they make really nice Club Sport roll bars and stuff. Really neat company. I don't really see that much on it. That's pretty much everything on this car. This is another manual car. I believe this car was a standard manual from BMW. So let's go into the other car that you've seen. So this is a steel gray E46 M3. This car came from Missouri. Customer sent the car. We're doing a manual swap on it. It's almost done. It's about 95%. We got the bell housing in. We got everything mechanically on. And now we're doing the wiring that it requires. So, you know, I mentioned with the manual swaps, we do them quite often, but also there's a few misconceptions with the swap a lot of people bring up. So, you know, the way we do it is we use everything OEM. Everything we use is from BMW. It's a genuine part from the dealership. The bell housing is actually either machined, it's either from the car that it comes from. The SMG bell housing on the transmission is machined. Lang Racing does it for us. We also have a local guy that also does it. And what it does is it machines so you can add the detents in for the return on the shifter. There's also some other holes that are made for different sensors that you need for manual. The wiring is the most important part to it because we wire in the clutch switch, we wire in the modules, then it actually receives an ECU conversion from an SMG ECU to a manual ECU. So we can do all that in-house here. And that's the most important part because when you diagnose the car knows it's manual, whoever's working on the car knows it's manual, and they can diagnose it as if it's a manual car with all the components there. They're not going to be confused. Like then their car comes up as an SMG. Does it have an SMG module? Like why does it have a clutch pedal? You know, the point is that it's OEM converted so that wherever you take the car, this customer's in Missouri, but we get cars all over the country. And the point is that guy gets his car back and then whoever works on the car where he's located can just work on the car. There's not some caveat of, oh, it has a manual swap or whatever. The point is it's OEM. That's how we complete the process. And this is almost done. This car is basically kind of stock. It has some suspension stuff done to it. It also has another rendition of the CSL box. This has a Turner Motorsport box. As you can see, the car is we're still putting it back together, so it's still taking it apart a little bit. I know that Ray was working on the wiring and everything on the car. But yeah, so I mean, a typical day, I mean, we've actually had a day where there was 7, 8 cars, E46 M3s actually here, almost on all the lifts. So I just want to take that time and show you guys the car, walk you through that. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and like the page and hit the bell.